Unit 18. Part 1.
Do you like to read newspapers or magazines?
Yes, I enjoy reading newspapers. I think it is a good habit because it allows me to keep up with current events. I usually read the economy, politics, and entertainment sections before I get to the others.
What was the first newspaper or magazine that you bought?
The first magazine I ever bought was a movie magazine. I was about 13 years old at the time, and the magazine featured my favorite actor on the cover. Since I was a big fan, I enjoyed reading his interview in the magazine.
Do you think newspapers in the print format will still exist in 20 years?
I think they'll have been discontinued by that time. Nowadays, people can read the news freely on various websites, so there is very little incentive to pay for printed newspapers. As a result, fewer people are buying them these days. If this trend continues, the newspaper companies will stop publishing their news in the paper format.
Do you like to see advertisements?
I'm mostly annoyed by advertisements. When there are commercials on TV, I generally change the channel or walk away to do something else. Even though some are genuinely funny, they become repetitive and boring after seeing them more than once.
Are there any commercials that made you want to buy something?
There was a TV commercial advertising corn silk tea that made me purchase it. A beautiful actress appeared in the ad, and a narrator said people can get fit by drinking this special tea. As a result, I ended up buying more than 10 bottles of it, but nothing happened to my body, unfortunately.
How often do you watch TV?
I watch TV every single day. I love to watch TV because there are so many interesting shows on these days. For example, I usually watch comedy programs that make me laugh.
What is your favorite TV program?
My favorite TV program of all time is K-Pop Star. It's a talent show that searches for undiscovered singers, which is quite similar to American Idol. I love this program because I can see so many excellent young singers and enjoy their talents.
How have TV programs changed in recent years?
I think there are a lot more reality TV shows now than in the past. For example, these days, there are many talent shows and singing competition shows, which did not exist 10 or 15 years ago. Also, unlike in the past, food and cookery shows that feature celebrities are very much in vogue now.
Part 2. I've seen lots of celebrities on news programs, but the first one that comes to mind is Psy. Psy is a Korean singer and comedic performer. He is most famous for the song Gangnam Style, which took the world by storm a few years ago. Despite its lyrics being in Korean, it became famous internationally, and people around the world imitated the iconic horse riding dance featured in it. Psy was on the news program I saw just after Gangnam Style was released. He'd been invited on to discuss the phenomenal success of the song. It had just been named YouTube's most viewed video ever, and the song was being played in dance clubs around the world. It even reached number 2 on the American Billboard music chart. I was really proud when I saw Psy on television because he was breaking new ground with his song. No Korean artist had ever been so successful abroad. I was also impressed by his humble attitude. Even though he had become an international superstar, he didn't seem arrogant at all. He just said he was lucky and glad to share his music with lots of people. Part 3.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of being a well-known person?
One major benefit of being famous is that it can be highly profitable, financially and otherwise. For example, celebrities are often given the opportunity to endorse or lend their names to new products. This can earn them huge sums of money. They also generally receive special treatment and maintain VIP status. On the other hand, fame can also have downsides, such as the loss of privacy. For instance, celebrities and politicians are often stalked by paparazzi and appear in the media because of things they've done or said in private.
How do celebrities affect the younger generation?
Celebrities can influence young people in so many ways. On the positive side, celebrities create art and culture that youth can enjoy. For example, music, fashion, and movies are things that many young people are passionate about. By creating these things, celebrities bring joy to the younger generation. However, celebrities can also negatively impact youth. Young people often follow celebrity culture closely and pick up habits and ideas from them. Even if a celebrity says or does something inappropriate, young people may imitate them and get into trouble. Part 2.
Well, I saw a news story on TV a few months ago. It was about an old lady who did a good deed. She sold vegetables all day at a local market to earn a living. Everyone assumed that she was really poor because she seemed to be living in poverty. However, what people did not know was that she was saving almost all of her income. After she passed away, everyone was shocked to learn that she had saved over $100,000. It turns out that she'd left it all to a charity that helps low-income citizens like herself. Her heartwarming story gave me more faith in humanity. Previously, I sometimes thought the world was a cold, merciless place. However, after seeing the story, I realized that there were many loving people out there, and that they aren't always where you'd expect to find them. Her selfless giving also made me realize that I should do something too. It encouraged me to make a donation to the same charity group. In fact, I now donate a little money to it every time I get paid. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing.
Part 3. What forms of communication do you usually use to give good news to your friends?
There are several ways that I tell people good news, but the method I prefer most is to make telephone calls. Calling is the quickest way to reach people. By placing a call, I can let my friends know the good news and discuss it right away. However, if it isn't possible to call, I send the news via text message. Even if people can't answer the phone because they're at work or in class, they can usually still read a text message.
How has the news changed from the past?
The most significant change the news has undergone is that it is now accessible online. Before, people had to subscribe to newspapers or watch television news reports to get information. This meant that they sometimes did not learn about an event until hours after it occurred. In contrast, news reports are now instantly published online and constantly updated. Furthermore, with the invention of smartphones, people can get their news anywhere. This is especially true in Korea, where nearly all adults have these devices.
Unit 18. Part 1.